have been left.
Wow, they really don't want Chovy to have the Yone.
In this pick, obviously, is Sings.
Melio first.
Yeah. Like
They're going to take
Lulu, but
Melio.
also you're not gonna
Lucian
take
this
Meteor on
time.
third because then Lulu gets
Cassante is also very interesting.
Darius.
Yes. May be able to showcase one more tonight.
All right, so they're going to ban out Darius. This is where the Olaf comes in.
Hoppy going to be the ban coming out from.
So they're trying to like pick away Kenyon and Chovy's picks right here with the Tristana
Respecting the flex potential of this Tristana.
and the Maokai.
Look at the answer. Is that the idea of something else?
Going to be selected. It'll probably be like
Olaf with Milio as well sounds.
Look at the little smirk.
Tight. Olaf with Milio as well.
Look at that little smirk.
Pretty tight.
Keen just smirked there. That doesn't happen very often.
Yeah, that little smirk.
I'm a little bit scared.
Did you just go to Sejuani again, or did they go something different?
I feel like it's going to be something spicy again. No.
No.
Just the rel.
Canyon has just accepted
Sure.
his role on GenG as tank player.
All right. This draft, we're back to Aphelios Lulu. Very safe, powerful laning. And now we get to see what Keen is going to cook up with the Olaf in the top side. Still really strong gank potential. And the 2v2 very much in favor of Olaf and Rel. Maokai pretty squishy in the early game.
And you know, the Olaf can run you.
Keen is a God's merchant now. Maybe just into Udyr. I mean, you have to remember, Keen always, even last year, had weird picks. Like, he was the Quinn guy on KT. Like, he likes winning lane, and he's very good at translating that into game wins. The difference between Keen and Adam is that Keen can play everything, not just those champions, right? There's no problem with Adam's champions. It's the problem with Adam is that he can only play those champions. I mean, Keen can tank. Keen can play top lane Rise. He can do anything, man. He's probably the most versatile top laner in the world.
So we'll have to see. We are seeing the barrier heal combo from both bot laners, really just putting the padding on their AD carries when it comes to defensive summoners.
If there is one player on this Rift who is truly...
Where'd I put Nongshim in the ranks of LCK? Like, pretty low,
so
obviously.
Even after a game like that, I'm sure he's
I think Sylvie is decent. Call Me, I think, had some pretty... Call Me looked pretty good last game. Sylvie, Call Me, and Jiwoo all look pretty good.
You know, I respect is at the end of the last game, when all of his teammates were dead, and he's 0-5.
Look at this. We got a little flank coming in.
What?
06, Jax.
You know, I respect is at the end of the last game, when all of his teammates were dead.
They're abusing blue side bot lane.
We got a little flank coming in. Pays says, well, I'm Lucian. I am going to fight you in one way or another. They flank them through the Tribra.
Okay, I think this is really interesting. Because we've seen a lot of these Green Gun Aphelioses trade very effectively at level 1 with Lucian, right? And abuse the range advantage. So what GenG does here is that they cheese them in a way that they either are going to be taking a bunch of minion damage from pushing into the wave, or Lucian's going to get in range to have the preferable trades. That is a very interesting adaptation to a lane that they probably lose at level 1. I mean, we got to see Pays doing the bullying last game with the Green Gun Aphelios, right? But if the Lucian's on top of you, and you don't actually miss any XP from the wave here, or gold, because those are the first 2 minions to have died. Yeah, that's a good point, Azure Catalyst. The Lucian also started W, which gives him move speed and empowered autos. Very interesting. But especially in LCK, we've seen a lot of the level 1 bullying from Green Gun Aphelios, and teams are already starting to take a look at that.
If they're too far up and the level 2 comes in, they will just get pulverized.
Yeah, so they'll respect it. They back away. There's the level 2. Jiwoo is already backing. There's the jump on in. The rocks on the ground are a bit late, and Chovy is taking a lot of damage early on. It's not going to be a kill, and he has a biscuit to help with that missing percentage health, and he will come back. Here's Canyon, level 3.
Ooh, reset. That's not fun.
I guess maybe he was really concerned about a dive.
Potentially, yeah, that makes sense.
And Canyon is here. But now that Gio's level 1, and he's not even here yet. I mean, he's gonna
Good read by Canyon on the invade.
Yeah, jumped on once again as Chovy
Forces flash. Nice W.
I don't think it's gonna kill him, but it is very close.
I've been in the flash early. Honestly, I feel like if you're playing Tristana into a mage, this is how you have to play the matchup. I'm loving this aggression from Colmy, playing against a player who he called his idol.
Ooh, he's still gonna get knocked up by that, and Lehens is here. Sylvie's in a lot of trouble. He does land the smite at least, and now Peter and Tier are making their way over, and the mid lane is gone. Toby's not here.
Uh-oh.
Palmy and the boys are just gonna kind of let them go for now. Oh, I spoke too soon. The flash comes in, and they jump in.
Oh, man.
The Canyon, and now Pays is on the run, but Calmy is getting so much value.
Maokai just...
It's a double kill for Tristana.
Maokai is just so squishy early game.
Calmy didn't want to overstep, and they sacrificed the Maokai there. Absolutely the right decision, because it gives the resets to Calmy. He gets the double buffs and gets to clean up. Dun getting bullied out a little bit here, but honestly, compared to last game, anything's an improvement.
He's fine. Again, he's untiltable, so anything can happen in lane or in game.
That's my point I was saying before. It's like last game, he was 0-5, his whole team was dead, and he still went up and died trying to defend.
Yeah, Olaf doing really well. We haven't had there hasn't been a lot of action topside, and there has been stuff happening in bot, so we haven't really seen that matchup. But Udyr's not getting the push in versus Olaf that we might have expected. He is going no TP again, so he's playing like Adam style Olaf and Darius.
Sylvie smited the Raptors, so does end up paying off for Canyon there.
See that Keen is definitely putting the pressure on. But
Olaf also has the ability to AoE with his axe on the minions, so the push isn't going to happen as fast compared to many other top laners for Udyr.
He's walking up, but he pauses, waits for his team to be in position, and it's the flash route. The junglers get traded, but here, Calmy knows he's got the support of his team. He's going to get the reset in a second, and just chases down Pays really well.
Nice! Okay.
there you go. Good reaction. Love to see it on the side of Nongshim. I mean,
Chovy kind of inted Canyon's invade with that bad trade. Yeah, it's true. It's true. I mean, they were trying to play off the advantage that they had in the bot side, and you know, it did get. But at the same time, I mean, they knew the bad trade happened, and they continued trying to counter jungle, so they were trying to force the play a little bit.
Still on the team, but Calmy is currently starting.
Despite the disaster in top lane last game, and regardless of how the outcome of this game comes, I just love how Nongshim approach a game against GenG, when there's definitely some teams who become very inactive, very nervous about making plays, and Nongshim are like, no, we're just going to try and make things happen. And
Vamp Scepter on the Olaf for some early sustain as well, because he knows he's going to end up standing in a bunch of the Udyr AoE.
And if you just let the enemy team roll over you just because they're better on paper, then they will be better in the series, as we do see some trades down on the bottom side. Nice little gravitum, keeping Pays in place, but he dashes forward, trying to bait, but it's both junglers here. And so who's baiting who? Both of them will just back away.
yeah, a lot of back and forth in those trades. You see Sylvie and Peter trying to clear out some vision threat, but they back off, and in that time, Chovy picked up a reset. You see as well, it's Chemtech first Drake and Cloud second, so
Surely Ocean Soul.
that would
Again.
be one. Yeah.
Lovely.
Honestly, Ocean Soul with Maokai, Udyr doesn't sound too bad. Or the Olaf. Not the best, but not too terrible.
Not too terrible, indeed. Take a look at some of the farm differences. Obviously, the 2 kills here for Calmy is pretty huge.
Didn't punish the axe being down pretty well there.
Ahead in farm for now, and the bottom lane is definitely the biggest one, with the level 1 reset from Gio happening pretty early on.
And again, we're seeing the World Atlas from Pays. I do think it's better suited to a Lucian than an Aphelios, just for how you interact with the Bloodsong Shinoto. But it seems like regardless of the champion, he's happy just to make use of this mechanic. Oh no.
Dindin has Swifties and Ghost.
Here for Dindin. Can he get away from this one?
Dodges it.
Dodges
Dodges it again. Wow.
But the damage is coming in.
Oh, man. He actually played that really well.
Down the Swifties only. Not enough to keep him alive.
He played it
Ah.
so well, he deserved to live.
I agree. He did play. He does deserve to live. Fuck, man. That was so good.
It also took him an age and a half while he was dodging everything, so he was just eating chunks of damage from Keen.
I think maybe he was waiting for like his W cooldown, and he could W with his ult as well, and he would have been able to live. But yeah, Keen kind of just beat him up in the meantime. It did look cool though.
It did. He dodged everything. Now Keen is here for some reason. He does have flash, but I don't think he's going to elect to use it, as he is still alive for a little bit. Not a lot of damage between those two, but still a kill.
Absolutely is.
Yeah, Jiwoo not going support item in either game. I was a bit surprised to see you support item on Aphelios at all, but it was shocking to not see him do it on the Lucian.
Do this, and Jiwoo and Peter just trying to play defensive. Obviously, from our perspective, we know a dive's probably not going to come through, but they are definitely a little bit cautious.
Trying to take some trades here.
It's so insane how like the first 2 seconds of the trade, no one actually takes any damage. Just the shielding just soaks so much.
Yeah.
And it's only after that point you start to see the damage really come through. And I think this is kind of the problem with Lucian into like Aphelios plus Enchanter is in the longer trade you're going to lose out, and you really need to be ahead for that burst to stick.
Yeah, so just get ahead.
It's that simple.
Yeah. And that he did. They did the level 1 cheese.
Yep.
They brought Rel into the enemy jungle at level 3, as you do. And all of these little things gets their bottom lane ahead.
Build, by the way.
Okay, this time he's going to get stunned up.
Nice, much better.
Unfettered. Still going to stick around.
I think Dundun has gone for the Oblivion.
All right. Does GenG get every Void Might in every game?
And I wonder if he'll finish the morale at some point.
Maybe. I mean, Udyr used the AP.
He just killed both at the same time, so he scammed them out of the shield.
That's some good strategy.
The answer is yes. Udyr is going to be absolutely terrifying. Or Olaf is going to be absolutely terrifying in the split push now.
Massive mistake like they did last mid game and give GenG access to multiple towers, they will annihilate them.
Yeah, there's going to be an issue. That is the one thing that the buffs do give you in a big way. It's a huge threat. You have to play so safe to not let it go. Here's Sylvie.
Sylvia's ult.
That's an ult onto 2 of them. They are going to stack onto this one, but P still gets hit. He's going to be polymorphed over the wall. He does go with this flash. Now he's attempting to trade it back. There is the culling too, also taking a massive chunk on his way out.
And honestly, any other support but Milio, and I think Hayes probably ends up going down.
How strong do you think the Grubs are? Because Herald seems weaker. I mean, I think they're strong, but you have to get 5 or 6 of them in order for them to be good at all. So it requires some pretty, you know, dominant play around that area. And they're not as good with all compositions, too, right? They're obviously stronger with Siege or split push comps.
Chovy has cleared the mid wave, so he is angling over here once again. Canyon looking for the angle himself. He is going to find Sylvie in the front line, and they just try to burst him. He flashes away.
Doesn't matter. They're going to
say thanks for the leash. Here comes Call Me, and the smite is going to be good to the side of Canyon as they run away. Grab them placed down as they stick around now. Here comes the Lucian pushing forward onto G, who is stunned as well, but Canyon.
It's interesting, though, that Dindin doesn't try for a teleport or like to back off right there. Because, you know, it can't be matched. Oh, wow.
Uh-oh, they stuck around for too long and not find any follow.
A lot of back and forth. No one goes down, but Gen.
You know, Chovy's just in the brush. They can't see him there. So that's so brutal.
They stuck around for too long, and Chovy is able to punish them. Double kill comes in for the Talia.
And what were they staying around for? Like, the play was over, the dragon was gone.
5 Grubs better than a Drake, 3 Grubs worse than a Drake. I think that's fair. It's 2 Drakes, though, is the thing that you have to consider, right? And they did nerf Drake, like individual Drakes, so they're not as powerful as they used to be.
He's looking for more. Lahens might just be the sacrifice. He is
knocked
out of midair. And Call Me here with the flash.
Nice
knockback.
knockback.
Might have won in Canyon, but maybe nice too big for his stomach here. But still,
saved all the resets right there.
At the end of the day, on top of the kill. Here comes Keen, and like you mentioned, you just ghost and dodge the axe, and you're fine.
Yeah, I mean, Dundun is having a great time in the top lane, but unfortunate that GenG really gained so much momentum over Nongshim and the rest of the map. And yeah, I mean, the initial play, it's a good flash from Jiwoo to a ball.
Oops, sorry guys, I accidentally switched forward.
Or he is getting
slower. And then in this situation, Sylvie, cautious about going towards the dragon, doesn't end up getting the smite.
And live Cannon's about to die, by the way. Or he is getting close. They don't have a lot of damage, but here is Call Me.
Well, another interrupt on the jump.
There it is. Takes him down. Here's Lehens, and the gank brush on the red buff is enough. And no way. Okay, he's just gonna jump in.
No mana.
Out of mana. Oh, he's so slow. Wait.
What?
Okay, he's just gonna
No,
get out.
that was smart. 'Cause
Yeah.
he gave his shutdown to the Milio.
Yeah.
Very smart,
All
actually.
right, I can see that.
Sticks around, and 5-kill shutdown goes to Milio.
Give the shutdown to Emilio. All right, fair enough.
Yeah.
That is
So,
smart.
I mean, you still give him gold over the opponent, not great, but better to go to the Milio than someone like that Lucian. So I think it makes sense. Obviously, not dying is also a good option, but
True, yeah. But he didn't know, where they all were at. His allies already were backing away.
yeah.
It's kind of a solo mission, and he didn't know, so better to just play it safe, I suppose.
Just setting a trap.
Good. This is good. I mean, I think Nongshim's playing very well around the bottom side in this series.
Not the best for taking down a Rel, but actually doing a pretty
And
good
Calmy's
job
been
of
pretty
doing
good.
it. And eventually Canyon goes down, and then here, yeah, because for all you know, Talia could have just beeline straight here and be like a second away. Calmy, unfortunately, not going for the last auto, and then here it's like, okay, you don't have mana, you got no health. Chovy was moving down, just pick the better option.
And that he did. Took the better option. Top lane is just... They're just going back and forth. That doesn't matter nearly as much as the last game.
Now I'm thinking about Milio, Talia, and Rel are fantastic picks to try and interrupt dashes and stop the Tristana resets. Yeah, that's very true. That's a very good point, Azure Catalyst. And they're doing a good job of actually executing those abilities also.
Where do we go from here? Rift Herald could just be dropped in mid. Bottom lane was getting a bit low as well, but probably just want to take down this mid lane if possible. But you and Peter together are going to put up a nice little stance for now and clear these waves.
This is a really key moment of the game for Nongshim, because I feel like this is the point where GenG really took over the last one, taking all those turrets, and they're looking to do the same again.
Yeah, they're going to bully Dindin here. He is alone, this time 1v4, not nearly as easily survivable this time around, and Lehen's just going to take the brunt of the damage and walk away.
You know, he goes down, which obviously isn't great, but he manages to buy time, stall the wave. Oh no.
Another stun. Sylvie at this point just has the frozen heart. He's not that tanky, and oodles and boodles of damage come out, take down the Maokai.
You know, I was going to say that play was kind of fine.
Olaf split push now with... He'll take that turret with the grubs.
Now looking rough and about to get a bit worse.
Yeah, Ju just electing to fight here. Doesn't even run south, and that is an easy kill, just gifted into the hands of Pays, and a turret goes down bottom side. What?
Just much better macro from GenG. Oh my god.
Pretty similar to the last game where Nongshim just, their setups in the mid game, their lane assignments, and the speed at which GenG will punish you is so swift. You know, Dundun ends up being out of position here, and then
Yeah, didn't need to back off the turret because his death just, compounded everything because now they have a player advantage so they can continue split pushing in the bot side and nobody's there to answer him. Sylvie gets caught out. Then you have Talia ult to abuse the mid. Everybody just too far up on Nongshim's side. See, there's no pressure that they're creating. Like, Nongshim is not creating pressure, so the map is just free for GenG to move on. They don't, in that scenario, they're not really worried about catching waves outside of bot lane where the Olaf already is. Very, very nicely done.
Here's Sylvie, again, being bullied. The amount of poke damage they have when you have Illusion, that's ahead with Emilio, and no recourse.
Plus, it's gone the more DPS Lucian build. You know, we've seen a lot of that Cyclo Sword, Rapid Fire. This is Kraken Slayer Nabori. Nabori not finished yet, but he is going to punch through those tanks a lot more considerably.
Yeah, definitely a good idea when you're going into Maokai and Udyr, right? And just allows you to have more potential as the game comes along rather than just being a burst guy for the enemy AD carry. Keen, I wonder if he's having as much fun this game compared to last game.
Probably not.
Just kind of hanging out, clearing waves, throwing axes. Hasn't gotten to run at many enemy targets in this game.
Yeah. Not quite as entertaining, but I feel like that's the thing with the top laner, you know. You either get, you have those mega fed games, but otherwise you just have those island games where you're kind of chilling. And he just really doesn't have much kill pressure against the Udyr. I'm not sure how much impact Olaf will actually make in team fights, but I don't think at this point it really matters with how strong Pays and Chovy are. assume Pays probably is pretty close to the second item. Off the back of next recall, should be able to pick it up. And that's really a point where you can start to...
Oh no, Dindin. This is
He landed the axe.
lane. You can see that shields are getting pretty big.
Doesn't matter. Olaf doesn't have mana anyway.
Almi looking for an angle himself. He's going to hop the wrong way, unfortunately. Does not get knocked back, though. And now Chovy has Canyon nearby. There's the
God, Canyon's just everywhere in this series.
Will be escorted away.
Oh no, Pays is coming.
He's looking for any target at all. Sylvie just trying to...
Wall is still there for Talia.
And now he's going to have to flash the stun. Good that he had a ward over the wall to spot that one coming in. As the ultimate hits
There's
for
wall.
two. Doesn't do all too much.
Smart. Chovy was recalling, but then stopped his recall just to make sure that he could get the wall off in case he needed to save his teammates.
The engage was coming through, and it's just negated by the Melio. Cancels all those roots, they disengage, and GenG, yeah, I thought it could have been a sticky situation.
Yeah, definitely could have been. Didn't really amount to too much, though. Some more trading. Keen, you know, he looks low, but as he gets lower, his attack speed goes up, and the Olaf just begins to get more and more terrifying, so Dindin knows better than to challenge him at this point. Even with his Oblivion Orb.
You know, I saw Pays place the ward in the jungle, and I'm like, here's blue trinket. Where's the ward come from?
Get 3 more wards.
Yeah, legit.
Is that fair? Is that okay?
So. I don't think so. I'm petitioning, stop them doing this, please.
Dan is the name of his petition is stop.
Yep.
That's it. And, you know, clear and concise. Don't build the item. Experimental exploit.
By the way, guys, this is why we like best of threes in League of Legends, because games that uncontrollably snowball from early, like we saw in the last one, can be evened out by this, you know. And Nongshim actually has a chance to play League of Legends this game, potentially win.
Posturing quite aggressively, but it's actually Nongshim who are closer.
Hey, they're going to try to go in on this one, as it is going to be Canyon. He is incredibly tanky at this point. Nobody is really here to help him out. Even the Melio keeps him alive for so long, though, as Canyon is just
Oh my god. Oh no, the Olaf.
And now Keen gets to have his moment once again.
Oh no, they didn't get any Tristana resets because they couldn't kill him.
Going to try to go in on this one, as it is going to be Canyon. He is incredibly tanky at this point. Nobody is really here to help him out. Even the Melio keeps him alive for so long, though, as Canyon is just going to live through all of that.
Oh my god.
And now Keen gets to have his moment once again, and the Melio keeps him alive for so long, though, as Canyon is just going to live through all of that somehow, some way.
Talia ult as well.
Have his moment once again, and the entire
The Nongshim who are closer.
Hey, they're gonna try to go in on this one.
I mean, he absorbs absolutely everything, right?
He is incredibly tanky at this point. Nobody is really here to help him out. Even the Melio
Gets the fuck out of there while rebounding. And then look at that Q. Ooh. Ooh. Oh my god, what a train wreck.
Once again, and the entire party joins in on the fun. King gets in, Chovy gets in. You see Pays picks up a double, and now Jiwoo is all alone. He goes down as well.
And now the game's over.
That's going to be the Baron, and a massive team fight into the hands of GenG.
You know what I was saying about the Frozen Heart Ninja Tabby sort of vibe into Nongshim's composition? I think this is really where he felt that the most. Look how many autos are pummeled into Canyon here, right? Jiwoo's using the Q with a set.
Look at that. He gets a stun on to call me there. That was... He's going to get another stun on the cooldown. Remounts. Waits till he comes in. Qs. And then Call Me can't get the reset. He has to flash out. And he dies anyway.
I don't know about these double 80 carry comps. Feel a little bit outdated. I mean, especially, I'm speaking from the position of GenG, who are pretty far ahead at this point in the game. And, you know, Canyon's pretty fed as well. But mostly just the Frozen Heart.
Yeah, how broken
it's a good
Frozen
item.
Heart is.
You know, there's a reason why pretty much every tank is building it first nowadays.
It's such good value, and the fact you like it's good value when you have 180.
GenG feels like they retained a lot of their team play from last year. They play very differently now, though, right? like we're not really seeing a lot of Chovy in side lanes. You know, we're not really seeing a lot of like global map pressure, you know, synced minion wave pushes. This is a much more, I would say, like aggressive side lane collapse version of GenG. Like their macro has still been good. It just hasn't been, they're not the same. They don't have the same macro identity that they had.
The march of the Roberts today. Haven't gotten much use out of the Roberts here in this one. But yeah, as a team pushing forward, all five, and Sylvie's just not tanky enough. Yeah, I mean, stops the attack speed of Pays for just a moment in time. And that's about all we got to see. And these turrets, no minions around, no care.
I feel like a souped up Cape T getting flashbacks to the BDTF collapse comps. Yeah, at least the way they're playing this game. It's a little early to say, but I mean, we can say that they're not really doing what they did last year, which, you know, Peanut was the overwhelming shot calling voice on this roster last year, so they're not going to play the same without him.
And that's going to do it. The wall comes down here, and Peter is just locked between a wall and a wall. Down goes the Nexus. That is a 2-0.
Yeah, really good couple series from GenG, though.